body, take some heat.
Y'all, we're back with this atrocity. I don't even know why I'm doing this. Like, this is so embarrassing. It's embarrassing. But it's fun at the same time. It's giving masochistic energy. I promise I'm not a masochist. At least I don't think I am. But we're back with chapter 2 of Just Love Me. And we have Jimin's POV. Okay. Ooh, I can't. Reading this is just so like... Ugh. Okay, this is like a text message. Mimi, which is his cousin, I believe, right? Yeah. I'll be at your house in about 5 minutes, so look out for me. Me. Okay, see you, heart. Mimi, heart. Like, I can't. And then the me constantly putting fucking pictures every 2 seconds with his outfit. Like, girl. Why was this a thing we did? Like, I can't. Mom, Mimi should be here in about 5 minutes, I shouted from the kitchen. That fast? Okay, hold up. I heard her stumbling down the stairs, attempting to hurriedly get to me. Do you have all your supplies? She asked, eyeing my book bag. Yes, Mom. I said, oh, hold on. Yes, Mom. I sighed, already prepared for a tangent. Is your phone charged? Yes, Mom. And call me if you need anything, and don't be so shy. You're such an angel and you exude happiness, so try and be more social, she added, fiddling with my bangs. Stop. Why did I say it like that? Stop, I whined, brushing her hands off. I'll be just fine, okay? I'm grateful for your concern, but I'm gonna be okay. Plus, Mion will be with me, and I'm sure she'll introduce me to her friends, I assured her, watching as she visibly relaxed. Okay, I trust her, and I trust you. She took a deep breath, giving me a hug. Even though I'm in 11th grade and turning 17, the specifics is sending me. My mom is still very protective over me. It's justified, because I've had a rough childhood, and she doesn't want to see me hurt again. Mind you, I don't even remember what his rough childhood past was supposed to be. Like, I don't even know. Ding dong! That must be Mion. I'll see you later, Mom. Love you, I said hastily, planting a kiss on her cheek. Alrighty then. Be safe. Love you. Also tell Mimi I love her too, she yelled out once I opened the door. Hey, Mimi. Once the door opened, I lunged at her, pulling her into a tight embrace. Minnie, are you excited? I can't. I actually can't. She responded with the same level of enthusiasm, hugging back just as tight. I'm feeling in between. I feel really anxious yet eager, I explained to her while walking down my driveway. I understand your feelings, but don't worry too much. Besides, my friends, or my boyfriend's friends, can protect you since they're in the same grade as you, she reassured me, wrapping an arm around my shoulder. I just nodded, trusting her words. And then here's a picture of Mion. By the time we reached the school front, most of the students were inside eating or hanging around. My eyes scanned the architecture, noticing all the small details of the building. The brick wall was dusty and faded and had gum littered all over it. The blue paint on the double doors was chipped and on a few places and lost its shine. The grass surrounding the walkway was cut down and bright. Once inside the school, the noise became significantly louder. Students and staff were all over. I noticed the staff scolding students for wearing headphones or hoodies and other students that looked lost. There was so much going on that I couldn't help but feel avid. Oh, they're over here, or they're over there, Mion exclaimed, pointing at a lunch table. Following her finger, I saw a group of 5 guys. They were all engrossed in conversation that they didn't notice a jubilant Mion dragging me over to them. Hey guys, I'm sorry for being late. My cousin just moved to Seoul from Busan, and he's gonna be going to school with us, so expect him to hang around a lot. Mion spoke out of breath. All the guys looked up at the sound of her voice and then at me. Observing all of them, I noticed that their hair is either dyed or a natural color. They all have tattoos, mind you. Pause. Them all having tattoos in Korean high school and dyed hair, like, girl. Anyways. And they are all attractive. What is my cousin doing in a group like this? One guy in particular stood out to me. His hair is a light brown shade and his features are sharp. His full eyebrows are furrowed and his pink lips are turned down at the corners. For someone so attractive, he seems so unhappy. I can't. What's your name? A voice asked, tearing me away from my thoughts. I looked in the voice's direction, seeing a guy with black hair and a kind face. My name is Jimin. What's yours? Ew, I can't. My response made him smile. My name is Seokjin, and this is Namjoon, Hosuk, Jungkook, and Taehyung. We have another friend named Yoongi, but he's late. The boy named Seokjin introduced, showing the face that was attached to the name. Anyways, like Jin said, I'm Hosuk, but if you want, you can call me Hobie. I can't. The one with the red hair spoke eagerly, with a beaming smile on his face. Okay, I replied, unsure of what to say next. So, Mion says you're from Busan? What brought you to Seoul? The guy Jin said was Namjoon asked. Wait, okay, yeah. Well, my mom wanted to move here because she has a small bakery and she wanted to move it into a bigger, more known city. So, here I am. My statement must have piqued Jin's interest because his eyes lit up and he immediately asked another question. Ooh, baking? I love food. Can I visit? Yeah, maybe one day. My mom is still trying to establish it since we moved in 3 days ago. I smiled at his excitement. What about you? Do you have any interests, hobbies, talents? Hosuk asked before Jin rambled on about the bakery. Yes, I actually dance. I've been taking modern and hip-hop dance ever since I could remember. My voice is slow. I'm always shy when it comes to situations like this. And he's really good at it. He's seriously phenomenal. He's like the top student at his old performing arts school, Myeon proclaimed, making my cheeks instantly heat up. I hate attention and I'm easily embarrassed. So just a little brag like this made me uneasy. Really? That's seriously dope. What's with this fucking Disney dialogue? Like, Hosuk's energy increased exceedingly. Hobie's a dancer too. He used to street dance a lot, but now he usually practices for fun on his own. Jin enlightened me. Yeah, maybe you should join me sometime, Hosuk suggested, giving me a warm expression. My cheeks felt like hot coals, blazing from all the attention and admiration. Namjoon, Jin, Hosuk. Hold on. Actually, wait. Namjoon, Jin, Hosuk. Come on. A deep voice spoke loudly. Ew, I can't. I turned my head to see the guy I was checking out earlier. He still had a stoic expression on his face. Oh, wait, what? He still had a stoic expression on his face. I wonder what makes him frown so deeply. I just want to smooth out his furrowed brows and make his scowl disappear. I can't. He must have felt my gaze because we locked eyes. I smiled lightly, trying to be friendly, but he only glared back. Feeling low-key self-conscious, I turned back to the others. Alrighty. See you later, Jimin and Myeon. Hosuk bid his goodbye. Jin and Namjoon right after him. See you later. Nice meeting you guys, I said, smiling at them. Bye, babe. Bye, Jimin. Myeon's boyfriend said, pecking her cheek, waving bye at us. The one who glared at me just nodded at us, following the group to wherever they were headed. Who's that? I pointed to a face I didn't recognize. He had platinum blonde hair and tattoos like the other guys. That's Yoongi. He's always late, she explained. My curiosity didn't stop there, though. What about the guy with the bitch face? I asked, reimagining the cold glare that bore into my eyes. Do you mean Taehyung? He has been through a lot and doesn't open up easily, so don't take it the wrong way. No wonder he acts like that. I can relate. It takes me a while to really warm up to people. Although, I'm not mean or cold like he is, but I can't judge him. I think you'll get along with all of them eventually. I mean, Namjoon, Jin, and Hosuk already love you. The others take some time to warm up, but don't worry too much. She wrapped an arm around me. Okay, we should go. You need to help me find my classes, I told her, unwrapping myself from her hold. You're right, let's go. She held my hand, pulling me towards an unknown hallway. I'm not that nervous anymore, but I do hope to have classes with Jin, Hobi, and Namjoon. Heck, even Jungkook. This year is gonna be long. I can't. Girl, these comments are sending me. Like, actually, I cannot. I really can't. Chapter 3 of Just Love Me. Taeyoung's POV. Not the fucking gif of the passing a cigarette or blunt or whatever that is. Smoke clouded up in Yoongi's car. I like the new kid, Hosuk said suddenly. Yeah, he's a cutie, Namjoon added. I love him too, but he seems so innocent. He's like a puppy we need to protect, Jin gushed. Y'all are high as fuck, I stated matter of fact. It's true though, Hosuk defended. Who are y'all talking about? A high and confused Yoongi asked. My girl's cousin that just moved here. He's in our grade. You would have known that if you weren't so late, Jungkook informed, his last sentence throwing shade at Yoongi. I love how so literal I am. Like, how literal, like, I have an issue, and I've noticed that over the years, especially with writing, that I have to feel the need to, like, over-explain everything, because I feel like sometimes it can be hard for me to pick up subtext, and I am a little bit literal sometimes, so I feel like when I write, I have a problem with over-explaining, as if, because I think my logic was, like, maybe the readers wouldn't understand. I don't know, like, it's, like, I don't know, it's kind of, it's dumb. But I've been working on that. I have been working on that. Okay, first of all, why are you so pressed about me being late? It's nothing new, the aforementioned retorted, brows raised. I'm just saying, you are responsible for getting us stuff from the plug, so you should be on time, Jungkook argued back. Oh my god, shut the fuck up, I screamed, tired of their bickering. They immediately went silent. You could hear a pin drop. Just finish your joint and be quiet, I continued. We're all close friends and we joke and play, but when I'm serious, they know not to test me. Head ass, let me stop. I'm the most ruthless and cold out of all of us. Namjoon is the intelligent and calm leader, but won't hesitate to kick your ass. Yoongi is his right-hand man. He's a major in the deals. I cannot, actually. Jin and Hosuk are in charge of connections and social duties. Jungkook and I are the best Jungkook and I are the best fighters and the most brutal and barbarous. Okay. It's time to go, Namjoon informed. We all made our way out of Yoongi's car, putting out our blunts. Girl, that's a lot of money. I'm just, like, now that I think about it, they all have separate blunts. Anyways, do you have the cologne and gum? I asked Yoongi. He nodded and pulled mint gum out of his book bag, giving a piece to each of us. Then he spritzed each of us with the cologne. We're troublemakers, but we aren't dumb. I'm weak. Like, I'm so dead. What classes do you guys have? Namjoon asked once we were all back together from homeroom. First period, I have Art 3. Second, I have Advanced Chemistry. Third, I have Advanced East Asian Studies. And fourth is Dance. Wait, is that 4 or 5? I think 5, question mark, right? I stated, I know I skip classes a lot and don't have the best track record, but I still pass my classes. I have always been in gifted or advanced classes along with Namjoon. I have chemistry with you, Namjoon told me. Well, Hobie and I have dance with you, Tae, Jungkook enlightened. I only have classes with Jinny, Yoongi said, wrapping an arm around Jun's broad shoulders. After splitting up and going to first period, I walked into the art classroom. I was greeted by Miss Song and walked to an empty seat. The whole time I ended up zoning out, not paying attention to the teacher's class introduction rant. Next thing I know, the bell that ends first period rang. Once I grabbed my stuff, I made my into the I definitely missed a word there. Into the bustling hallway. Advanced chemistry with Miss Lee wasn't too far from our art class, so I took my time walking there. On my way there, I spot Namjoon walking in the same direction, but he was with the new kid. Namjoon Hyung, I yelled out. Both of their heads whipped in my direction. Namjoon smiled at me, beckoning for Jimin to follow him. I was looking for you since we have this class together, but I just so happened to run into Jimin, who's in the same class as us, he explained to me. I glanced at Jimin. He had his head hung low, and his small hands were clutched onto binders and notebooks. He looked up, and our eyes met briefly. In that moment, I saw a glint of fear in his eyes. Well, let's get to class, I declared, brushing off my thoughts.
Good morning, students. My name is Miss Lee, and I'll be teaching you advanced chemistry this semester. A tall, young-looking woman introduced herself. For a teacher, she was hot as hell. Her wavy, long, jet black hair swayed as she walked. Now, I know most of you are in 11th grade, and I know you're probably familiar with most of the people around you, but I want you guys to still introduce yourselves, she continued. I'll go first. In the front row nearest to the door will go next, and so forth, she instructed, pointing at the first row. I was seated in the last desk of the middle row. Namjoon sat in front of me, and Jimin sat on the right of him. I've been teaching for 4 years, but it's my second year here. Ever since I was a child, I wanted to be a scientist, although over the years, I developed a love for teaching, and now I do both of my passions. Now this row, introduce yourself and tell us one thing about yourself. I spaced out while row by row people introduced themselves. I snapped out of it when I heard a familiar soft voice. I'm Park Jimin, and I moved here from Busan a few days ago. I watched as he fiddled with his shirt sleeves. His head was low, and he spoke quietly. After a few more people, it was Namjoon, then my turn. I'm Namjoon, and Miss Lee is a baddie. Everyone laughed at Namjoon's statement. Miss Lee glared at him, her head shaking in disappointment. Girl, what is this? What in the workplace harassment? She told me to go once the laughter died down. I'm Kim Tae-hyung, and I hate this class, I deadpanned. A few people laughed, and others whispered about how hot I was. The rest of the class was just introductions and classroom expectations and rules. As soon as the bell rang, I hopped out of my seat, rushing to leave. The 11th and 12th graders have lunch before the 9th and 10th graders. I walked with Namjoon and Jimin to find the others. As we neared the cafeteria, the aroma of fresh food filled my nostrils. Lunch smells so good, Namjoon said with a dreamy look. I nodded in agreement. I see Mion with everyone over there, Jimin told us when we entered the cafeteria. I followed them to the lunch line, cutting others that were in the way. When I got out, I trailed my way to their table. I sat next to Jungkook, and Namjoon sat next to me. Wait, what? Jimin sat in front of me, avoiding eye contact. Finally! Jungkook exclaimed, making everyone at the table look at him. What? Jin questioned, raising an eyebrow at him. Nothing, I'm just hungry, he answered, and then dug into his meal, shoving his mouth full of kimchi fried rice. You pig! Ew, stop, I can't. Mion scolded, grabbing his wrist. We all laughed at this. I looked in front of me witnessing the innocent boy with his face scrunched up in amusement. I can't. Like, I actually can't with these descriptions. Like, this is so cringe. Jimin, what do you have for third and fourth period? Hosek asked, turning to his right, facing the small boy. I have English third, wait. I have English class third and dance fourth, he answered in a small voice. You can dance? I heard Jungkook ask. The boy in front of me nodded in response. I have danced with you then. So does Tae and Jungkook, Hosik informed him. For the rest of the lunch period, we talked about random things. I stayed quiet most of the time, but chimed in when I wanted to. When the bell rang, we all split up again and headed to the third period. In East Asian Studies, the teacher, Mr. Han, just explained the rules and other class bullshit. I jolted out of my seat when the bell rang for fourth period. In the dance studio, I saw Jungkook, Hosuk, and Jimin in the corner. I went over to them. Hey, Tae. Hosuk greeted me. Hey, I replied monotonously. Jungkook was busy texting and I glanced at Jimin. He always seemed to cower in my presence, like I was gonna hurt him. But I don't care. The bell rings, signaling the start of class, and a familiar figure walks into the studio. I smile at him. Taemin is my favorite teacher, and I have a close relationship with him. Good afternoon, my children. I'm familiar with the majority of you, but there are a few of you that I don't recognize. With that said, those of you that don't know me, I'm Lee Taemin. I have always been interested in dance, and it's my third year teaching here. To the new students in my class, I want you to introduce yourself and tell me why you love dance. Then, I want you to show me a little combination or freestyle. Taemin rambled. I watched as the new students' expressions morphed into anxiety and fear. Okay, let's get started, Taemin announced, pointing at random students. When it was Jimin's turn, I could see the nervousness in his face. Hi. Ew, not the stutter. My name is Park Jimin. I danced ever since I was little. And when I lived in Busan, I went to a dance school there. He spoke timidly. That's amazing. What type of dance did you learn there? Taemin interrogated. Modern, contemporary, and a little bit of hip-hop. He responded softly. Well, let's see what you got. What song do you want? Jimin thought for a moment. Live by BTS! I can't. I actually can't. He seemed a bit more confident now. I can't, actually. Alright, come to the center, please, Taemin instructed. Jimin slowly shuffled his way to the center of the studio. He lifted his head when the music began. Analyzing his whole figure, I observed that his hands were slightly shaking and his knees were trembling a little. However, when the beat dropped, his aura made a 180. It's like something possessed him. He had such a strong, confident, and charismatic presence, which shocked me. How did the shy, cowardly boy turn into a complete star? His essence dominated the whole room. I peered around the room, witnessing similar reactions to mine. Even Taemin's jaw was to the floor. Who knew what this small boy was capable of? Ew, I can't. And then I literally put this performance. This was the snippet of I think this was from the Taemin and Jimin showdown. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, right? Or maybe not, I don't remember. Either way. Not me having to emphasize that this is the dance Jimin did in class. When his dance was over, he received a standing ovation. The poor boy stood there out of breath, not knowing what to do with all this attention. Taemin was the first to speak. That was absolutely stupendous. You are crazy talented. You're definitely an addition to my top dancers. He gave the exhausted boy a hug. Thank you. Jimin's smile was broad, making his eyes disappear. Mion was right. You're outstanding, Hosuk complimented once the boy came back to our corner. Yeah, your flow and technique was unreal. You seemed like a different person. Your aura completely changed, Jungkook added, eyes wide. Thank you so much, he replied gratefully, his cheeks a rose color. His cheeks became a darker color when he noticed me staring at him, but he turned away quickly after. Jimin is the last one, so I have enough time to talk about this to get the new students accommodated. I'm going to pair a new student with an older student. These pairings are going to come up with choreography and present it to the class. You'll have 3 weeks to come up with it, and I will be picking the pairings. Once again, I see the new students gulp, the fear worn all over their faces. Jimin looks especially nervous. My first pairing is Kim Taeyeon with Park Min-jae, Chun Jungkook with Lee Tae-yang. Third pairing, Kim Tae-hyung and Park Ji-min. When he said that, I drowned out the rest of his words. I looked back to see Jimin's reaction. All I saw were his innocent eyes peering up at me. Out of everyone, Taemin just had to pair me with him. The small, shy, pretty boy. Lost in my thoughts, I barely noticed the light tap on my shoulder. Looking down, Jimin, not looking down, Jimin was there, though he dodged my gaze. Can I have your number? Ew, I can't with the stuttering, like, actually. you, you, you know, for the assignment, his side was still aligned with the floor, and he was fidgeting with his long sleeves. I'll give you my Instagram instead, I replied in a stern voice, ignoring the hint of sadness in his eyes when he looked up at me. Bro, I actually cannot. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm weak.